Hello, you're watching another episode of In Person with me, Lakshmi Baker, and today we have the honor of talking to a forest botanist. Now, without people like this, it's probably quite impossible for us to be breathing fresh air and to appreciate nature in itself. So I have the honor of speaking to Dr. Soepadmo this week, and he, because of his contributions in the area of tropical forestry, led him to get the Merdeka Awards in 2012 for his contribution in the area of tropical forestry, and in turn contributed to the people of Malaysia in this category. Dr. Soepadmo, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Welcome.
It's been lovely meeting you. Such a small, tiny man with such big brains and so much in there. I'm here today to get all that out of you and to find out, how can such a small-bodied person, produce such amazing results in the course of your career, which has been spanning how many years?
48 years.
48
years.
48 years, and you're 75 years old.
76.
Most people your age are probably retired at home, playing with the grandkids. And from the little that I've read about you, you're going strong. You're going from strength to strength. You're not showing any signs of retirement. I'd like to know, how did your fascination with tropical forestry begin? How did all this begin?
Well, I was born and brought up in a village or kampung environment, and in 1937. So in that time, there's no pollution, air pollution or water pollution like we are having now. So after we play, we just jump to the river, have a bath.
It's a blessing,
yes,
an environment like that, yeah.
So being brought up in a kampung environment, of course your house is always surrounded by trees.
And you were born in Indonesia?
Yeah, in Central Java.
In Central Java.
So there's no choice in the sand that you have to be friendly, to be familiar, or to know what you're surrounding.
The nature and
the nature,
plants.
Yeah. How plants grow, when the fruit coming, and things like that, okay? When I reached my age to join the primary school, that was towards the end of Second World War.
Okay.
And Indonesia, particularly Java, was occupied by the Japanese troop. Okay.
Right.
So my primary school schooling is disrupted from then until I finish my primary school education. Okay, there's no regular classes and so on because everything is
disrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I managed to get a place to a secondary school education through the help of my
because you wanted to ensure that you completed your education.
Yes.
And I'd guess that someone did instill in you that education was important.
Yes.
Maybe other kids thought it was an excuse to not go to school, but why did you want to pursue it? And I read that you got help from volunteer services to help you complete your education, or something along those lines, was it?
Yeah, but this is because in that period there's no time of no thing like regular tuition classes organized. It's by goodwill of
people,
my parent, friend, working mate, and so on. They somehow to make sure that we get some sort of education because the school system at that time was not working. Okay. So anyway, by this time I finished my primary school, and then I managed to get a place in a secondary school in Solo, which is the capital of the area where I was born. Okay. So of course by that time schooling system more or less back to normal, proper classroom and so on. Okay. So even by that time I don't have no idea what I wanted to do, except based on my own tiny brain at that time, observation and so on, how people in the kampung are suffering when come to health treatment. I always got some sort of ambition.
Yeah.
When I grew up,
So it came from you.
Yeah.
You wanted this.
yes, I want to become a medical doctor simply because I want to help people,
Yeah.
poor people live in the kampung.
Right.
Because I know,
Education is the way to get that.
education is the way to get that. Okay. So my secondary high school education basically just sheer hard work, the competition there. Because to get a good education, to get in a place in university, you have to score a good mark.
Yeah.
So and that's where this help from ex-teacher or so on give me a chance in the sense that apart from what I received in the classroom, I got.
You got good enough results that
That's
secured your
right.
place in university.
Okay.
And thereafter, you ended up in Cambridge. How did a little boy from a kampong in Solo end up in Cambridge,
Yes.
Doctor?
Okay. So by the time I finished my high school education, I knew that to pursue my medicine study is impossible because my dear father, passed away when I was in second year of my high school education. Okay,
I see.
so being the oldest children, I got two other smaller brothers. I have to help my mother to earn a living, to bring up my two younger brothers. Okay,
Right.
so that is one reason. And secondly, we don't have enough money to pay the fees to go to medical faculty.
Yeah.
Okay, so but luckily for me, when I got my high school certificate, there's advertisement by the government of Indonesia. They wanted to start a new a batch of scientists, botanical scientists, to replace the expert who used to work in the famous Bogor Botanical Garden in Bogor, in West Java. Okay,
Okay.
and so and everything paid, food, board,
scholarship.
lodging,
Okay.
and guaranteed job after that.
Right. Guaranteed a job
Yes,
after
because
completion.
after you finish education, there will be a place for you to.
Now that's a very attractive
Yes.
package for a boy coming from the circumstances
Yeah,
such
okay.
as yourself.
So I just jumped to the opportunity.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, luckily I have a good enough grade from my high school, and I was selected one among the 30 candidates
From the whole of Indonesia.
Yeah, from the whole Indonesia.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're going to go to a short commercial break, and right after the break,
Okay.
we're going to find out about your journey from Indonesia to Cambridge. Now
Okay.
that's not something many people can even do here in Malaysia, even from
Okay.
affluent families. And how did that lead to you coming to Malaysia and not back to Indonesia?
Okay.
More after this break.
Okay.
So, Doctor, you said that you ended up in Cambridge, a huge privilege, and you came to Malaysia after that instead of going back to Indonesia. How come?
Well, a long story in the sense that it's a matter of choice for me to know whether Malaysia or Indonesia, which one is more conducive to my career. Okay. Now, so when I finished my education in Cambridge, I went to Holland,
Okay.
the Leiden University, because I got a research fellowship grant there
Leiden
for
University.
2 years. For
Okay.
2 years.
Right.
So while I was in Leiden, towards my second year over there, I heard that the University of Malaya was looking
For
botanists to be appointed.
right. Okay.
Okay. So I just tried my luck.
And at that time, botanists in Malaysia, I believe there were like close to none at that time.
Well, most of them are foreigner,
Foreigners.
American, British.
No Malaysians at that
No
time.
Malaysia. And matching with my personal interest of pursuing my career,
Yeah.
I decided that Malaysia is better in that time, than Indonesia.
And that led to all of this.
Yeah.
We're now surrounded by vaults
Yeah.
full of specimens.
Yes.
Up to 300,000 specimens, I believe, are locked up in these vaults.
Yes.
Let's open one of them and see what it looks like inside.
Yeah.
How did you manage to store up to, and I believe some of the specimens date back to 1872.
Yeah.
Get hand at it. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see lots of cases in there.
Yeah.
How do you keep them for
Yeah.
over a century?
The total we have of about 300,000 specimens is not collected by me.
Right?
Collected by
Various botanists over the
previous
time.
botanists
Right.
since that time.
Right.
So one of the oldest specimens we have is collected by that botanist, not by me.
Right, okay. It
Okay.
dates back 1872.
Yes.
You have contributed a few specimens here, and your contributions are about how many?
The most I personally collected is around 5,000, the most.
That's amazing. That's
and the
amazing.
rest are by other
Other people.
staff.
And I believe some of the specimens have been named after you.
Yes, yes.
Give me some examples of them.
In
What
fact,
are they?
even I have over there the specimen which is named after me,
Okay.
and the specimens which I discovered.
Okay.
See, this is the kind of specimen which I name it
Okay.
to honor one of my supervisor.
Costa.
Customans. It's a Dutchman.
Siana
Yeah.
Soepadmo.
Yeah. This is member of the durian family.
That is so cool, naming a plant after you're a person that you actually want to remember. You get to put your name in there. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to get my name on a plant till this
Well,
time.
you never know. You help me, and I may name some plant for you.
Maybe I'll apply to be assistant after this.
Anyway, this is just an example. Huh?
Okay.
This is the species of trees which I discovered.
Oh, okay.
So I discovered, I studied, I looked at detailed characteristic. Of course, no, you don't see the tree. This is just a sample of the leaf, and this is a sample of the fruit. As I mentioned just now, this is member of the durian family.
Is it edible?
No, in fact, the hair there is very itchy.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to touch that then.
Okay.
Do you get all these plants outside? Here.
We have few trees,
Okay.
but I don't think we have time to go there. To
Maybe
spot
not
the
today.
tree. Yeah.
We'll come back another day.
Yeah. Okay. So this is example of new species of trees which I've discovered while I'm here in Malaysia. Okay.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Untuk kegunaan bapak jangan usik. You're adorable, Dr. Soepadmo. They call you bapak around here.
Yeah. Because I want to create an environment,
Of family, of home.
as conducive as possible. This plant, named after my name. Okay.
Okay.
By this person,
Okay.
Panel.
Panel?
Panel. Is a-
Soepadmo, that's his name there again.
Yeah, this is the plant name. Okay,
Aglaya.
as member of the Langsat family.
Okay.
Okay, so name after my name
Okay.
by this person. Okay, this person because he is from Oxford University.
Right.
Okay.
CM panel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's called Aglaya Soepadmo panel.
Yeah.
There you go. So now, doctor, you've made me really, really curious.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all these dried plants. Can you take me out to the forest? We are in FRIM. We are in FRIM. The forests are outside. Now, we wouldn't do justice to this episode if we didn't take a walk in the park.
Yeah.
In the forest, actually. Shall we go outside?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. You're still with me, Lakshmi Beka, on In Person, and we're in the middle of a forest because I'm talking to a forest botanist, the great Dr. Soepadmo, who won the Merdeka Awards 2012. As promised, he's brought us to the forest. The smell that I get in this place is just precious, right? It just makes you want to leave the city and come and probably stay here for a couple of days before you decide to go back to the hustle and bustle of all that haze and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, Doctor, all these specimens you've created, you've documented into volumes of books. Who are the people who are going to benefit most from this kind of work?
We're trying to publish something. It's not strictly technical is one thing, and not too popular is one thing.
Okay.
But as a reference book, meaning that even the ordinary forest rangers and so on,
Right.
hopefully can read now, can use.
What about people who like Ayurvedic doctors or researchers and
Oh, yes.
herbalists and all that?
Yes.
Where does it begin? Do people like you, forest botanists, come up with specimens and then you test it and then the treatments come out? Or does it start from the people who are the Ayurvedic practitioners or the researchers, and then they give these specimens to you to find out what are the the nutrients or the
Yes.
the qualities in these?
No, we usually go to
plants.
see them. We go to see them, ask them, okay, what kind of plant you have been using it
Right.
for what kind of diseases, okay? And we compile that list, okay? This is part and parcel of the so-called ethnobotanical study,
Right.
okay? So based on that information, okay, if that say treatment for that particular disease, say cancer, they use this one. Under modern medicine concept, there must be some
Scientific backing and explanation.
biologically active compound, chemical
Yes.
compound, which responsible for that. So this is our next step. So we collect the specimen, bring it to the lab, analyze according to prescribed technique we know, trying to find out.
What are the
Yeah, what's the
components
thing?
in each and every
Yes.
of these leaves? And
Yeah.
now people like these Ayurvedic doctors, the treatment of Ayurveda comes back from so many years
So
ago.
many, no, not years, decade.
Decades,
Hundreds
maybe
of years.
centuries.
Yes,
And orang aslis, they
The
have
same.
treatments they pluck from
Yes.
maybe one of these plants behind
Yes.
me. How are these treatments discovered? Some can be poisonous, some are not.
Yes.
So do people die sometimes in doing this?
Especially for like orang asli over here. At the beginning, they just try and error.
Right.
Huh?
Okay.
If I got stomach upset, okay, I try to take that one. Work or not.
But what makes them choose a particular leaf or root, though? I'm having stomach discomfort. I mean, do you know the psychology behind what actually helps them pick a certain?
Well, sometimes related to their culture. Huh? See, if you got, for example, stomach ache, continuous matter, okay, they're trying to figure out what can clean up your system. And to begin with, the thing must be at least slightly edible. So slightly edible is usually judged by with the fleshiness, color, and
Bitterness,
so on.
maybe.
Bitterness and so on.
If bitter, then maybe it's poison. they
Bitter
try to
or acid or whatever it is.
Right.
And by trial and error, eventually this I can take.
Right.
Huh?
Talking about trial and error,
Yeah.
during your research, these many years you've had to set up camp in the middle of a jungle like this. What are the biggest trials or trickiest periods in your experience of setting up camp? I believe you've even set up camp for about 2 months at one point.
Yes.
What is the trickiest thing about setting up camp in the middle of the jungle for research?
You must know, or rather you must avoid at any time that you're not going to establish your camp on a wild animal track,
Tracks, right?
because it happened to us somewhere in Taman Negara one time. We heard also noise, crack, crock, krang, krong, jang, jang. So the orang asli, the first to notice now. So and the immediate response, they take anything making noise, can make noise from the kitchen. Mana-mana barang yang boleh
To
pakai.
scare the
Yeah.
whatever's come
Just
away.
knock it, and then starting a little bit of fire.
So you almost
Almost being tramped by elephants.
stampeded by
Yeah.
elephants, but nothing happened. Has there been anything funny or uncomfortable you had to eat during your time?
Oh, yes.
What is the weirdest or the most,
There are two things.
Things that
I
you had to
experienced, yeah, first of all, again happened in around Taman Negara. Usually we came with the orang asli guide, and so one day a group of orang asli asked permission. They want to catch fish, mancing
Okay.
in the river there. Okay, good idea. And they come back about 12 o'clock midnight. In the morning, kita makan lah nasi dengan ini, nampak macam gulai yang sedap.
Fish sambal or
Ya,
something.
fish sambal. So we makan, memang sedap.
So it was delicious.
Oh, it tastes like fish.
Right.
And then I noticed, cannot be fish. Mana badan bulat, the cut body is round.
Oh gosh.
Cannot be lah. Ini must be ikan panjang sekalian. Oh. So, and the end say, hehehe, betul lah. So that's the first time I eat snake.
Snake. You
Yeah.
ate a snake. Would you eat it again?
No. If I know, I won't.
Does that mean that a person like you, you don't need to stay in luxurious hotels if you go overseas? You're quite the backpacker at heart. You can rough it out in a
Oh yeah, anyway.
in a camp anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you went traveling, you don't go for expensive hotels.
No lah, why? No, in Malaysia, most of the time in the old days, I stay in a rest house, government rest house.
Right.
Yes.
What is your most proud moment in your entire career being a forest botanist?
You discover something new, like the trees, the new trees new to science, as I show you in the herbarium just now. You face to face with the actual plant, the real life plant in the jungle.
Yeah.
And then you start making a lot of notes, checking all the characteristics of the particular plant, measure the girth or diameter, estimated the height, and so
Right.
on. Okay, and you slash it, the bark a little bit with any sap or not.
Yeah.
All this field character we have to.
But if you
take.
have to pick the moment, it's when you discovered that this is something that you've never ever seen before. It is an entirely new specimen. That's when you feel
Yes.
the most elated.
Yes, because you discover something new. Nobody else has done it before, and nowhere else can be found. So something new there. So you go back to your lab or herbarium, you got excited about it.
Okay.
And then you sit down and look,
Right.
examine on the microscope or whatnot. And it's true, you describe, you publish it in international journal.
Okay, if there's one thing you want to leave behind before you retire, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be anytime soon, what is it going to be? One thing you want to leave behind for the younger generation?
I want to share with them whatever I learned in the last 48 years. By talking to them, showing to them how to do it. Okay?
Right.
This is one thing. And I want to show them, like the 8th volume of book, just now I showed it to you, that this can be used for the next generation also. Because from our own experience, book like this, one is published, not going to be published for the next 50 or 100 years. Because it takes some time to do it.
It takes a long time to
Take time to
research.
do it, okay?
Okay.
So it's become a reference book. So I wish when I, have to,
Pass on the baton.
pass
Yeah.
the baton, they got two things.
Yeah.
There. When I alive, I already tried my best to pass whatever I knew to them,
Okay.
to teach them.
And I'm sure that is not going to be a problem because you have documented such amazing volumes of books, and your research together with others have put together a treasure of information on botanics surrounding the peninsula of Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. Dr. Soepadmo, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No.
Thank you for letting us into forest research Institute of Malaysia, and I really, really admire your strength and your grit at 75 years. I'm sure a lot of you can pick up so many values and pointers on how to keep going strong and what you really believe in and love right to the end. And it's not even the end yet. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Stay tuned for another episode of In Person next week, where we will be interviewing another stirring, stimulating, sensational personality. That's bye from me for now, Lakshmi Baker. Bye-bye.
Okay.